Statuses in DFR and DFR Online are used to indicate exactly that, what status certain categories or parts are in. This is used to track the progress of projects, such as in the example of maybe you're working with a team to create structure, and now you've created a category and your team has decided on a bunch of attributes that do not need to be altered anymore. No attributes need to be added, removed, or altered. So we want to go ahead and approve these or send them down a particular status. An example of that is this green says approved. This blue says new. If I want to take these from new to any other status, I can select these and I would say set status to new, which I'm already at. So in work, classification, first pass review, or pending. We cannot send them directly to approved. I can also reject it. So just for an example, I will go to in classification. It's going to tell me how many categories will be affected because this is on the parts level. And now that purple is in classification. So if we decide that we need an additional status from what we just viewed, we'll go into administration, and this is permission based. Not everybody can create new statuses, so please check with your administrator. I will go into catalog administration, and then status management right here on the top. Here is where we will be able to see our statuses. It is important to note that new, pending, approved, and rejected will never change, and we cannot edit or remove them. However, anything in the yellow rows here are what we can control. So for example, if you feel like you need to delete something, sometimes our catalogs come with what we have as preset statuses, and you'll find that you may not want some of those certain things. We can delete them, but to create a new status, let's say subject matter expert review. Now, this is going to be the status type. That's going to be what we see when we're changing the statuses. But do I want this to cover just categories? Would I like it to show up on the attributes like we just looked at a few minutes ago? Or I can also choose for it to cover parts as well. And this doesn't have to be just one or the other. We can choose all three of these. So let's just say yes, because I want my subject matter expert to look at all of these. I want them to look at the category that this exists in. I want to look at the attributes that are on the category, and then I want to make sure that the parts are in the right categories and have the correct attributes and attribute values. So that is what I'm going to set. And then the colors sort of just for fun. So I will set that as, let's do an orange. You can select even further. So I want to make it a strange color here, kind of like a burnt orange, and I'll say select. So now I hit create. So I have SME review with my burnt orange, not realizing that I have in work as the same orange, but that's okay because I can edit it and go to something a little different. And now we see the usage here. Of course, I don't have anything in this category yet, but let's say I can move this around, by the way, and it saves automatically. So I will just go back. Actually, I'm going to return to my application. So now, if I go back into my parts, and I want to move those same attributes into an SME review status, now that SME review shows up. So I'll say this, it's going to tell me how many will be affected, okay. And now we have that dark green. If you hover over it, it does say SME review. And now if I go back into catalog administration, which admittedly I probably should have kept open, and then I can say details or edit, it'll work the same way. Now it tells me when this was created, but it'll tell me what the usage is. So I don't have it on any master attributes right now. I don't have it on any real categories, but I do have it as on, or I'm sorry, on any category attributes here, which were those two that I just changed. So two of my category attributes were changed, but because it was on a high level, it affected 1,767 category attributes that are now in SME review. Just be aware that if you want to delete one of these statuses, they cannot have any items. They cannot have any items or be attached to any items.